thank you all for joining us right now. This is an event sponsored by Rising Youth, a government program which is funded by them. And this is a Filipino Student Association / NOM event. And the purpose of this evening is to get the Filipino students to mingle with, local Canadians, but to also, most importantly, to understand the Filipino story. What's it like for a Filipino to come from their home country to be transplanted in Canada, to live in a foreign country and to study here, and I guess at the end to see what your hopes and dreams are in this country, and to get an idea of what do you hope to achieve here. And I think that's the most important thing. We're gonna do this with the international icebreaker, which is food. So Jewel, thank you for helping us organize this beautiful event. We had a huge feast. First question, what was your favorite dish that was provided today?
I think my favorite is pancit malabon. So I haven't had one for a long time. So.
Reminds you of your birthday.
No, that one's the pancit gisado.
Oh,
pancit malabon's not for the birthday.
Oh, okay.
It's a special pancit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I wanted to ask you, how long have you been in Canada, and I guess how does it compare to life back in the Philippines?
I've been here in Canada for almost 6 years now.
Okay.
It's very different from living in the Philippines, because I wasn't really very independent in the Philippines because we weren't allowed to work for ourselves. So I don't really have personal finances. But here, I was given an opportunity to work at a young age, and so I'm also able to help my family out if needed. And I'm also more independent. I make my decisions for myself now compared to Philippines.
So it was a bit of a liberating experience.
Yes,
in a way.
yes.
Okay.
And also just the environment is very different. Obviously, I moved to a very foreign country. Language is different. It's very hard to adjust at first, but I think I'm doing good now.
So Patricia, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
First question, what was your favorite dish that was served this evening?
I guess my favorite dish there is lumpiang Shanghai, because my mom made it.
Okay, of course. So we have two votes for lumpiang Shanghai. So
Oh, really? Who's the other one?
who was it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. All right, so I guess the first question would be how long have you been in Canada, and how does it compare to life back home?
Yeah, so I've been here exactly 6 years ago.
Oh.
Came here April 6th, 2012.
Oh wow, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Yeah. I guess I love my life here in Canada. I guess in the first few years I was here, there's always this pressure of wanting to feel home, wanting to consider Canada as home. But then now, looking back, I realized that it's okay not to be at home still. You just have to be at home with yourself.
Right. Fair enough.
I love Canada.
Yeah.
I learned so much. I was opened to a lot of experiences, and I grew so much. So I love it here.
Well, thank you for sharing. Shiros, thank you for coming today. First question is, what is your favorite dish that was served?
The pancit malabon. I've always liked it during every time we have parties and stuff, birthdays. It's always there, so I'm always looking forward to having it.
It kind of synonymous with celebration and parties that, right? Okay, so I guess the first question is, how long have you been in Canada, and how does it compare to life back in the Philippines?
Well, I've been in Canada for 7 years now. I don't really remember much, but I remember in the Philippines, it's mostly I'm chill and stuff like that. In the Philippines, it's just my grandparents and a lot of my family members are there, so definitely I miss Philippines. But in Canada, there's a lot of opportunities in here that you wouldn't even have in the Philippines, so it's really nice in here too. It's just that you need to go back sometimes.
Yes,
to the
it's true.
Philippines
It's true.
Family is
Exactly.
there.
But
the weather.
Exactly. And the weather as well. And Filipinos and family are synonymous again, right? Well, you and I come from an interesting perspective. You and I have been born and raised in Canada, so we we don't really have a contrast as to what life was like back home, quote unquote. But we obviously keep the traditions of our family, our parents instill these values, these Filipino values that we still carry with us today. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, being born in Canada, being a Filipino-Canadian, and seeing, I guess, what we have here is a wide range of newcomers, new Filipinos coming in now.
I think it's awesome to that my parents like kept all the traditions, you know, and like have it put onto me and not forgetting it or just not losing the tradition, which is really nice. And then just like seeing all the newcomers coming into this coming into Canada as a whole is awesome. Just for them to have a bunch of good opportunities in the country. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of immigrants come here just simply work for a better life, right? A better life for their children, and a lot of them feel that by coming here that they have an increased amount of opportunities and they're able to provide a better life for their family, which is, for the most part, I feel that a lot of them achieve that, right? So obviously there's some that don't, but growing up, did you guys go to the Philippines a lot? Did you see your family there? How was it like then?
Yes, I've been to the Philippines, I want to say like 2, 3, 4 times.
Wow.
Last time was 2012, December.
Okay.
So I got to experience Christmas and New Year's, which is the best.
It is, fireworks.
And like, it's not the same coming back home here, you know. It's quiet, but back home it's festive. It's
a whole party.
Live, you know.
Exactly, the whole streets party.
Yeah.
Right. So is there any, I guess, an idea for you to work back there, to give something back to the Philippines or give something back to the Filipino community here? Do you feel like there's a strong connection with yourself in the Filipino community here?
I think so, even though I'm not in touch with some of the community in here. I'd like to be more,
of course.
But I am like doing my part, as in like taking part in like folk fest,
right? Of
like
course. That's a big thing.
Yeah, learning all the traditional folk dances, which is nice, and yeah, I try to. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. You know, it's interesting to see two different perspectives, right? From a Canadian-born Filipino and then a Filipino-born coming back here. So thanks for sharing.
No problem.
Yeah.